Have you ever watched someone your age breeze through a flight of stairs, or get up from the floor without a second thought, and thought to yourself, how are they still doing that at 70 or beyond? Here's the truth: most people over 70 can't do these things. But if you still can, you're not just staying active, you're aging in reverse. In this video, we're going to reveal the rare signs that show your body is defying the typical aging process, and why these small victories matter more than you might think. And trust me, the last sign we're going to share could be the single most powerful indicator that you're not just living, you're thriving. Stay with me until the end, because this one secret habit is often ignored by doctors, but it could be the key to your longevity and strength. But before we dive into it, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss any of our life-changing tips on staying strong and independent as you age. Test No. 1. The hidden strength of getting up without assistance. Let's start with something we all do daily but often take for granted: getting up from a chair. Most of us think nothing of it. But here's the thing: if you can get up from a chair without using your hands, you're part of a rare group of people. And that's not something most 70-year-olds can do. For many seniors, using their hands to push off from the armrest or a table is a sign that their body is beginning to lose the strength it once had. But if you can stand up effortlessly without any assistance, you're demonstrating a key strength: functional independence. This simple act engages your leg muscles, glutes, core, and even your balance and posture. It's not just a test of leg strength, it's a sign that your entire body is in sync. Research from the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy has shown that the ability to perform this task without assistance is one of the strongest indicators of long-term mobility, independence, and even lifespan. In fact, the study highlighted that individuals who maintained the ability to rise from a seated position without support were significantly more likely to have greater mobility and better functional health as they aged. This is something to truly appreciate, because it shows your body is still working as a cohesive unit, and not just for daily tasks, but for long-term vitality. Let me share a personal story. I recently met a friend in their 70s who was struggling with standing up without using their hands. Initially, they thought it was just normal aging stiffness, wear and tear. But after a few weeks of working on gentle exercises like seated leg lifts and core activation, they were able to rise from a chair without any help. The look on their face when they did it for the first time in months, it was priceless. They didn't just feel stronger. They felt like they had reclaimed their independence. So here's a challenge for you. Try sitting in a chair, cross your arms over your chest, and see if you can stand up without using your hands. If you can do it easily, that's exceptional. But even if it's tough, don't worry. It's not about being perfect, it's about the ability to get better. And you can absolutely rebuild this strength with consistent practice. Test No. 2 stairs, the ultimate test for your heart and lungs. Let's talk about a challenge that's simple, but tells you a lot about your health: climbing stairs. You might not think much of it, but if you can climb a flight of stairs without stopping, without getting winded or reaching for the railing, you're doing something that's not just good for your legs. It's a sign that your heart, lungs, and circulatory system are still functioning at a high level. Stair climbing isn't just about your leg muscles. It's a full-body workout that requires coordination between your muscles, heart, lungs, and even your balance. When you climb stairs, you're challenging your body to work against gravity. If your body can rise to the challenge without struggling, it's a powerful sign that your cardiovascular system is still in sync with your muscle strength and endurance. In fact, a study from Circulation Heart Failure found that older adults who could climb a few flights of stairs without stopping were at significantly lower risk of heart disease, early mortality, and overall health decline. Stair climbing is an excellent indicator of heart and lung health, which is why it's so valuable for assessing functional aging. Let me tell you about Irene, a 77-year-old woman who used to take the elevator everywhere. One day, after a family dinner, she found herself needing to use the stairs, but after just 12 steps, she was out of breath and felt embarrassed. That moment made her realize how much she had avoided stairs over the years. Instead of accepting that this was just aging, Irene decided to take action. She started with just a few steps a day. At first, she could only do 3 before needing a break, but slowly she worked her way up, breathing exercises and building endurance. Within a month, she was able to climb that same flight of stairs without stopping, and she smiled all the way up. So here's your challenge. Can you climb 10 to 12 stairs without needing to stop, without holding onto the railing, and still feel stable at the top? If you can, that's more than impressive. That's your body saying, I'm still strong and I'm still in control. But even if it's tough right now, don't worry like Irene. You can start small and build up your endurance over time. Remember, it's not just about convenience or speed. It's about long-term vitality and ensuring your body remains capable of doing the things you love, whether it's traveling, carrying groceries, or just staying independent in your day-to-day life. Test No. 3. The grocery bag. Test how carrying everyday items can reveal your strength. Let's now talk about something that might seem trivial at first, but is a real-world test of functional strength: carrying a grocery bag. You might think, what's so special about that? But the ability to pick up and carry a grocery bag without struggling is one of the strongest indicators of your body's ability to maintain its strength and endurance as you age. Think about it when you grab a fully loaded grocery bag. It's not just about your arm strength, your grip strength, shoulder stability, core strength, and leg strength all play a role in making sure you can carry that bag without straining. And here's the key: if you're able to carry it comfortably, without having to stop or shift it from one hand to the other, you're demonstrating coordination and strength that most people over 70 start to lose quietly. Research backs this up. A study published in The Lancet showed that grip strength alone is a better predictor of future mortality than factors like blood pressure, weight, or even age. Why is that? Because grip strength is a proxy for overall body vitality. If your grip is strong, chances are the rest of your body is functioning at a high level. Muscles, joints, and circulation are all working well together. Let me share a story about Walter, an 81-year-old who noticed his strength slipping. Walter used to take pride in carrying all his groceries in one trip, without hesitation, but over time, he began to feel the bags getting heavier. His hands started aching, and one day, halfway up the stairs, he had to stop and rest. That moment was his wake-up call. Instead of accepting this as just getting older, Walter decided to take action. He started doing simple exercises, squeezing a tennis ball to build grip strength, lifting light dumbbells in the morning, and even doing wall push-ups after breakfast. Within 3 weeks, he was carrying groceries again with ease, and more importantly, he felt like himself again, strong, capable, and independent. So, here's your challenge. Next time you go grocery shopping, pay attention. Can you carry a full bag without feeling strained or needing to rest? Can you hold it steady, walk up the stairs with it, or move around without discomfort? If you can, that's exceptional. That means your body is still strong and functional. If it feels tough, don't worry. Just like Walter, you can regain that strength through consistent practice and small, deliberate actions. Test No. 4. Balance, the simple test that could save your life. Now, Let's move on to something that most people overlook when thinking about their health balance. It sounds simple, right? But the ability to maintain your balance is actually one of the strongest predictors of your future health, and it's more important than you might realize. Here's the test. Can you stand on one foot for 10 seconds? It sounds like something you would have done as a child. But as we age, balance becomes one of the first things we lose. But why is it so critical? Balance isn't just about standing still. It's a complex process involving your muscles, joints, inner ear, eyes, and most importantly, your brain and nervous system. When any one of these systems starts to decline, your balance is often the first thing to go. That's why a simple balance test can actually give you a glimpse into how well your body is aging. In fact, studies published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine have shown that adults who can't stand on one foot for 10 seconds have double the risk of serious health issues like falls, fractures, or even early mortality. So let's put this to the test. Stand near a countertop or wall for support if needed. Lift one foot just a few inches off the ground and hold the position for 10 seconds. If you can do this easily, congratulations. You are demonstrating superior neuromuscular control, something most people lose by their late 60s or early 70s. But if this seems challenging, don't worry. You can rebuild your balance with just a few simple exercises. Let me tell you about Judith, a 76-year-old woman who noticed her balance slipping. At first, she didn't think much of it. She was simply gripping the sink while brushing her teeth. But one day, she tried standing on one foot and almost lost her balance. That's when she realized her balance was fading. Judith didn't panic, she took action. Every morning while brushing her teeth, she would lift one foot for just a few seconds. At first, she used the counter for support, but soon she was able to hold the position without any assistance. Within 2 weeks, her balance had improved dramatically, and more than that, her confidence soared. Strong balance isn't just about avoiding falls, it's about maintaining independence and confidence as you age. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in older adults. But when your balance is strong, you're not just preventing falls, you're also improving your overall mobility and quality of life. So, ask yourself, can you stand on one foot for 10 seconds without wobbling or grabbing onto something? If you can, you're not just agile, you're defying the aging process. And if it's difficult, don't worry. Just like with strength, balance can be rebuilt with consistency and practice. Start by doing simple exercises like standing on one foot during everyday activities, or practicing Tai Chi or yoga to improve your balance over time. Test no. 5. The floor rise. Test how getting up off the floor can predict your future health. Now, let's tackle something that often gets overlooked, but could be the most significant test of your overall functional strength. Getting up from the floor. It's not just about how strong your legs are, but how well your body functions as a cohesive system. Your muscles, joints, balance, and coordination all working together. For many people over 70, getting down on the floor and back up is something they start avoiding, not because they don't want to, but because they're not sure if they can do it safely. And here's the truth: if you can still lower yourself to the floor and rise again without assistance, it's one of the most powerful indicators that your body is functioning at an exceptional level for your age. This movement requires full body coordination: your legs to squat down, your core to stabilize, and your arms and balance to assist in rising back up. Coordination and mobility are key elements that many seniors begin to lose. But if you can still perform this task without difficulty, it's a sign that your muscles, joints, and nervous system are still working efficiently together. Why does this matter? Because the inability to get up from the floor is directly linked to future mobility loss, increased fall risk, and even hospitalization. A study published in the European Geriatric Medicine Journal revealed that seniors who struggled with getting up from the floor had a higher likelihood of experiencing long-term health issues. In contrast, those who retained this skill had better overall mobility and were less likely to face the challenges that come with aging. Let me tell you about Frank, a 79-year-old who faced this very challenge. One day, he was playing with his great-granddaughter on the floor, but when it was time to get back up, he hesitated. He realized that he wasn't sure if he could get back to his feet without assistance. That moment of doubt was his wake-up call. Instead of shying away from the challenge, Frank decided to take action. He started with simple seated squats and gentle leg exercises each morning. Gradually, he regained the confidence and strength to get up from the floor without using his hands. Within 3 weeks, he was not only able to sit cross-legged on the floor, but get up easily without support. He didn't just regain physical strength, he reclaimed his freedom. So here's your challenge. Can you get down on the floor and rise back up without using your hands? It might sound easy, but this movement is a true test of your body's functional strength. If you can do it, you're doing something rare and powerful. If it's tough right now, don't worry. Just like Frank, you can start working on it today, and with time, you can regain that independence. Test number 6, walking speed, a powerful indicator of aging in reverse. Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about something that most of us don't give much thought to: your walking speed. It might seem trivial, but in reality, how fast you walk is one of the clearest indicators of your body's health, especially after 70. And no, it's not just about walking a certain distance, it's about how quickly and confidently you can move without getting winded. You may not realize it, but walking speed is actually referred to by doctors as the 6th vital sign. That's right, research published in JAMA Journal of the American Medical Association has shown that the speed at which you walk is directly linked to life expectancy. The faster you walk, the stronger and more efficient your body tends to be. It reflects the harmony between your muscles, heart, lungs, and balance. And guess what? If you can still walk briskly without feeling winded or off balance, you're not just in decent shape, you're defying the typical aging process. Think about it. To walk quickly and effortlessly, your body needs strong legs, good balance, healthy lungs to deliver oxygen, and a responsive heart to pump blood efficiently. If even one part of that system isn't functioning properly, you'll notice it right away. You'll slow down, you might pause for a break, or you might need to grab onto something for stability. Now, here's an interesting story about a man named Harold. At 78, Harold had always considered himself fairly active, but he noticed that he was starting to skip his daily walks. A trip to the grocery store became more difficult, and one day, he found himself winded after just walking around the block. That was a wake-up call for him. Instead of giving up, Harold made a commitment to walk a little faster each day around the house, to the mailbox, and eventually to the park. Within just 4 weeks, his pace had returned to normal. He didn't just walk faster, he felt like he'd gained years of vitality back. He described it as getting 10 years of my life back. This wasn't just about physical strength, it was about regaining freedom and confidence in his body. So, ask yourself, can you walk briskly for 20 feet without stopping or feeling out of breath? Can you walk at a pace that shows you're not just moving, but thriving? If the answer is yes, you're ahead of the curve. This ability is not just about being active, it's about being in tune with your body's systems. And it's a clear sign that you're aging in reverse. And if it's tough, don't worry. Like Harold, you can build it back, one step at a time. Test No. 7 Mental clarity. How sharp memory signals healthy aging. Now, let's shift focus from physical strength to something just as important: mental sharpness. We all know that aging can sometimes bring forgetfulness. But did you know that being able to remember recent events, conversations, and details is actually one of the strongest indicators of cognitive vitality as you age? It's easy to brush off small lapses in memory, like forgetting where you left your keys or what you had for lunch yesterday. But the ability to recall recent events clearly and consistently is a powerful sign that your brain is still functioning optimally. Researchers from Harvard Medical School have found that older adults who maintain strong short-term memory tend to have higher brain volume, better blood flow to the brain, and lower levels of inflammation, all of which are crucial for preventing cognitive decline. But here's the good news. Memory isn't something that just fades with age. Memory is a muscle, and just like any muscle, it gets stronger with use and weaker with neglect. In fact, staying mentally active, whether it's through learning something new, engaging in thoughtful conversations, or simply staying curious, can help your brain create new neural pathways, improving recall and protecting against conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's. Let me tell you about Howard, an 83-year-old man who never stopped learning. Howard remembers birthdays without reminders and can recall the names of streets from cities he hasn't visited in decades. He's always reading, always curious, and never shies away from a conversation. When asked about how he maintains such sharp memory, Howard smiled and said, "I keep my mind active. I read, I talk, I never stop learning." His secret isn't a magic pill. It's the constant engagement with the world around him. So, here's your test. Can you remember what you had for dinner last week? What did you talk about the last time you spoke with a friend? Can you recall the name of a book you started last month? If these answers come easily to you, you're not just holding on to memories, you're nurturing mental vitality. If, however, it's a struggle to remember recent events, don't worry. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to grow and change, doesn't stop as you age. It can be reignited with simple practices. Reading a new book, starting a hobby, journaling, or staying socially engaged all contribute to building your mental strength and memory. The more you engage, the sharper your brain becomes. So, remember, mental vitality is just as important as physical health when it comes to aging in reverse. Staying mentally active not only helps your memory, but also strengthens your mind for whatever life throws your way. As we wrap up today's video, I want you to think about something. Every single day, we have the power to choose how we age. We don't have to accept that getting older means slowing down or losing our strength. In fact, aging in reverse is not just possible. It's happening for those of us who keep moving, keep engaging, and keep believing that our best years are ahead of us. Whether it's standing up from a chair without assistance, climbing stairs with ease, or maintaining sharp mental clarity, every small victory is a sign that your body and mind are still thriving. These aren't just tests or exercises, they're messages to yourself that you still have strength, that you still have the power to live fully and independently, no matter your age. But here's the thing, it's not about perfection. It's not about being able to do everything right now. It's about consistency, about taking small, meaningful steps every day to invest in your health, in your future. And as you continue to make those choices, you'll notice the change. You'll notice your body moving with more ease, your mind staying sharp, and your heart filled with pride because you chose to keep going. So, let me ask you this. What's one thing you're going to do today, right now, to take that next step? It could be as simple as standing up without using your hands, going for a brisk walk, or reading a new book to keep your mind sharp. The choice is yours, and it's always in your hands. If this video resonated with you, if it sparked something inside you, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey of embracing our health, our strength, and our independence as we age. Together, we'll continue to share tips, stories, and inspiration to keep moving forward, no matter what age we are. Remember, you're not just aging, you're getting stronger, smarter, and more vibrant with each day. Keep choosing life. Keep choosing strength, because the best is yet to come.